Alright. Oh. Alright. What's up, my fellas? How are we all doing this fine day? So, today's stream is gonna be a little bit different, at least how everything's going to be streamed at the current moment. So, I am here to talk about something that I care about, and that is Paladins. Now, if you aren't aware what Paladins is, it's a free-to-play hero shooter that really never got a huge time to shine, honestly. Even during its prime, I would say it wasn't the most popular hero shooter because it was competing against Overwatch during that time, and you know, there's just no way it was going to be able to beat Overwatch at all. But anyways, uh, so recently, if you are part of the Paladins community, you've probably been hearing this topic being talked about, and that is the Paladins 2 project. Now, this guy right here is claiming that he is going to try to buy Paladins, or at least in this video. Now, I have a bunch of things, like a bunch of videos like this, already lined up because I have the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth video, and also a response video from a different YouTuber that pretty much responded to him, which we'll get to that later. Now, I will say I have already watched the first video of this. I have this white screen right now for the time being. Don't worry about that. But anyways, what was I gonna go on? But yeah, we're gonna pretty much be talking about this. I'm gonna watch it, and normally I don't do like reaction based content because I prefer to have like an opinion. Like you'll never ever catch me to watch like memes or whatever stuff like that pretty much. So oh whoopsies. Let me just and my apologies. I am being a little bit silly right now. My OBS is actually being stupid. Uh, Let me just open up. Uh, what the? Oh. What's going on? Oh, so I need. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's fixed. Okay, my apologies. My check thing was gone. God, what was I saying? This is the problem having ADHD. But yeah. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna watch this video. I'm gonna give my opinions and thoughts, and then we are going to go through all this guy's content and just pretty much talk about it. I do have it at 1 point. Do I have it? Yeah, 1.2 speed because I there's a lot to go through. This is probably this will probably become a video that's gonna be nearly an hour long. I can already tell. But anyways, let's lower the volume because this might be a little bit too loud.
I'm trying to buy Paladins. I know how crazy this sounds, but please give me a few minutes. Because today, I'm not making a normal gaming video. I'm not here to complain about balance. I'm not here to farm nostalgia. I'm not here to make another Paladins is Dead video. I'm here because I genuinely think Paladins deserves a future. And I want to try to buy it. Or at the very least, I want to prove that there are still enough people who care about this game to make someone take this seriously. Because Paladins is not just another dead hero shooter. Paladins had something. It had personality, it had chaos, it had champion that actually felt unique. It had builds, cars, loaded, mobility, weird strategies, broken moments, incredible moments, and a kind of freedom that most competitive games never really had. And for some of us, Paladins was not just a random game we played for 2 weeks. For me, it was a huge part of my life. I've been playing Paladins since the beta. I was a semi-professional Paladins player and coach. I spent thousands of hours on this game. I competed, I screamed, I studied the meta. I watched the game evolve, collapse, recover, collapse again, and somehow still survive. And that's exactly why I can't look at Paladins today and just say, yeah, it's over. Because I don't think it has to be over. I think
I agree. Paladins, I feel like, has got done way too dirty. And I would love, honestly, a resurgence of players and just content in general, but unfortunately, I don't see that happen anytime soon. Right now, I think Paladins is barely broken, like, or maybe it has broken over 1,000 plays, but recently, I definitely know, definitely before this whole project, it would only be like about 1,000 people playing. And for a live service game, you need a lot of people to actually be playing it, and it just wasn't getting the players, and also wasn't getting the resources it needed. And unfortunately, that's what kind of ended up killing the game, which is not dead. If anyone's watching this and you don't know Paladins, you can still install the game and play it right now. It's just not getting any content updates. I'm pretty sure the last major content update was, I think, early last year, or it was either last year or in 2024. I honestly don't remember. Actually, I can open up my Steam page real quick to double check. Wakona's Wake. Yeah, it was in January of last year, so it's been well over a year since an actual update this game had. So I don't think it's getting anything anytime soon. But let's continue watching.
Paladins still has one of the strongest foundations for any hero shooter ever made. The problem is not the core idea, it is not that players never loved it. The problem is that the game never got the second chance it deserved. So
I can agree
here
about that.
is the idea. Not a meme, not a fantasy. I don't ask you to just, give me money and trust me, bro. It's a real plan. Step 1, prove that the Paladins community is still alive. Before anyone can buy anything, before anyone can negotiate even anything, before you can raise serious money, we need proof. We need to show that people still care, that former players would come back, that creators would talk about it, that, competitive player would give it another shot, and that casual players still remember the game, that there is still demand for serious revival. So this video is not just a fundraiser, not yet. I'm not asking you just to send me money today. I am asking you to do something more important first. Show up, comment what Paladins meant to you, like the video, share this video with someone who used to play, subscribe. Tell me what you would want from a serious Paladins revival. Because if this gets like 2,000 people interested, yeah, it's a nice dream. If they get 20,000 people interested, it becomes a little signal. But if this gets like 100,000 people interested, it becomes something that investors, publishers, and even high-res cannot completely ignore. Step 2, we need to build a serious revival proposal. I'm not pretending that buying a game like Paladins is easy. It's really, really not. There are legal issues, IP issues, server costs, development costs, engine question, technical debt, contracts, employees, publishing rent, probably 100 things I don't even know yet. But the point is not to act like this is simple. The point is to start treating it seriously. A serious proposal would need at least 3 possible paths. Path 1, buying Paladins, IP, or publishing rights.
That's not a good way to start when it comes to revival of a game. Here's the thing: most companies that have IPs that they don't use, most of the time they don't sell the IP, or like the IP in general. They will sell like maybe licenses, but even then, that's really expensive. Like, I would not be surprised if Paladins is well over like $1 million to at least get the license of. And even then, there's a lot. It's just gonna cost a lot, and I don't know about you know donating to that kind of cause. Me personally, but let's just see. Let's just keep watching.
The dream version. That's a clean version. We own it, we rebuild it properly, and that's cool. But maybe that is too expensive. Maybe high res would never sell. Maybe the numbers don't work. So there has to be another path. Path 2, licensing the IP. Instead of buying Paladins outright, we could try to get a license to develop a new version, a community edition, a relaunch, or a spin-off. That might be more realistic, and that is Paladins 2. It allows the original owner to keep the IP while giving a new team the right to build something with it. And then there is path 3, spiritual successor. If buying or licensing Paladins is impossible, then we build the game Paladins player actually wanted. Not a clone or a cheap copy, but a new hero shooter inspired by what made Paladins special. Champions, cards, loadout, creativity, teamfight, mobility, strategy, and that beautiful chaos that made the game so addictive. But let me be very clear. The goal is Paladins first. Because the name matters. The champions matters. You know, Fernando matters, Androxus matters, Eevee, Drogos, my main, Miv. All these champions really matter, Makoa, all these memories matter. This game already has a sound. And that is something most new games would kill to have. Define what Paladins 2 should actually be. Because reviving Paladins does not mean just turning the servers back and hoping people magically come back, you know? That would not be enough. A real Paladins 2, or Paladins Reforged, or whatever we would call it, we need a clear identity. First, it needs to keep what made Paladins special. The card system, the champion identity, the freedom of loadouts, the feeling that your build actually changes how you play, and the idea that 2 players can play the same champion in totally different ways. That is the Paladins magic, and this cannot disappear. Second, it needs to fix what slowly killed the trust in the game. First, bugs. Huge bugs everywhere. Hit registration, crashes, bad onboarding, ban design, too many skins, confusing monetization.
Too many skins? Huh? That did not kill Paladins at all. I like legitimately that did not kill Paladins. Paladins now my memory might be bad from whenever during its prime time, but Paladins would like only release like maybe 6 to 8 skins per major patch, and then we'll have like a bonus patch with another skin. Wholeheartedly, compared to a game like it's like quote unquote competitors would be like Overwatch and Rivals, let's just say if it did come back, those games drop skins like no tomorrow. And I don't think those games' core problems are skins. So I don't think that's a good point to honestly do, but whatever, I suppose.
Not smooth enough gameplay, weak competitive structure, poor communication, updates that, you know, sometimes felt disconnected from what the players actually seem to want. If Paladins ever comes back seriously, it cannot come back as, you know, the same games but with a trailer. It has to come back with a promise. This time, we build with the community. Third, it needs a real competitive ecosystem, not necessarily a gigantic.
I'm gonna be honest. Paladins at getting a competitive like ecosystem like in esports, I don't think will do well for the game. The player count is already low enough, and I don't think a majority of those people are playing ranked. I mean, they might be. To be honest, the people who are probably playing Paladins a lot more these days compared to everyone else definitely will take definitely takes the game a bit more seriously. I would definitely maybe agree, but I don't know. They tried it with the esports with Paladins. It did not really go anywhere, unfortunately. So I don't know if we really should make Paladins a competitive game. It probably could be like Marvel Rivals, be a very more like chaotic, casual game, and that would actually help Paladins a lot more because the player base for games like those are casual players more than pro players. Well, I guess it depends on the game, I suppose, but usually it's a casual because they usually come in every new season, and there might be a skin for their favorite character they might buy. So I think it would be 100% better if we just do a casual game instead of working on the competitive aspect of Paladins, which it does have a decent competitive aspect with the whole item shop, the talents, the card system. Like, there's a lot of competitiveness to it, but I don't think we should make it a competitive game. I don't think that would actually help the game grow, especially right now where it's barely growing to even begin with. So, yeah, I don't agree with that.
Gigantic esport league from day one. Of course not, that would be stupid. But
Mm-hmm.
ranked needs to matter. Today, most players play in casual, and I think that's a problem. Tournaments need to exist. Creators need tools with the game. And teams need reasons to form on the game. Players need a ladder that feels more meaningful. Paladins had one of the biggest competitive potentials, and anyone who played it seriously knows that. The game could be messy, yeah, sometimes, but at its best, high-level Paladins was incredibly deep. Rotations, ult economy, draft itemization, cooldown tracking, off-angle pressure, point control, comeback mechanics. There was so much more depth than people gave it credit for. And I say that as someone who played it competitively. This game was never just Overwatch but free. That was always the lazy take. I think it was better
No,
than Overwatch,
definitely
but
not.
at least it was its own thing. And that is exactly why it deserves its own future. Step 4. Build a team before building hype. This cannot be one guy with a camera saying, trust me, bro. That would be...
Shouldn't that be like more during step 1 or step 2 instead of step 4? Like, you believe it or not, you need a team of programmers, team of artists, team of designers, like legitimately a lot of people to make Paladins or just anything work. I think we're messing up our steps here a little bit of what should be taken priority, honestly, but let's continue.
ridiculous. But if this movement grows, the next step is to bring serious people, developers, artists, game designers, former competitive players, community managers, legal advisors, investors, creators, and globally, people who understand the game. People who understand hero shooters and who understand why Paladins was so special, but also why it failed to reach its full potential. Because nostalgia is not enough, and love for the game is not enough. But I'm pretty sure I know why it failed. And a revival needs competence, it needs money, it needs structure, it needs adults in the room. And I'm an adult. That's exactly...
That's very condescending. Like I will agree that the higher ups definitely did not help at all for Paladins, but the Evil Mojo team, they definitely tried. And it's unfortunate how many rotating new people and older workers, whenever they had a team to begin with, you would because you would see someone, especially if you watch like their live streams, like I did for the next update, and you would see someone, and then probably in a year or two, they're gone because the work environment was also not the greatest over there, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't. That's a little like a little jab for no reason. That sentence.
what I want to build. Not a chaotic fun project, but a serious attempt. Step 5. Raising money. Again, I'm not necessarily asking for money in this video yet, but if you want to help me from the start, feel free to check the link in the description to already start funding the big comeback so we can already contact the further legal and community professional. That is really important. I don't want to launch a random crowdfunding campaign with no rights, no legal structure, no agreement, and no clear path. That would be irresponsible. The first goal is prove...
Say no clear path. I don't think you have a good path to begin with right now, unfortunately. It feels way too what's the word I'm looking for? Way too I don't know what I'm trying to say. There's a word that I was thinking of, but it just out of my head. But you don't have the clearest path of what, and you keep saying like, obviously this won't work, but and you just can't do that.
Of the then, if the response is strong enough, we can explore the right funding structure. Maybe we can also ask private investors. Maybe only the crowdfunding campaign is sufficient. Maybe a publisher, maybe a mix. Maybe only a prototype first. Or maybe first the negotiation with Iris that I'm willing to make. But, you know, the order matters. First, I'm asking you for community. Then only, if you can, I'm asking you for money. And then we need execution, not the other way around. Because if we do this, we need to do it seriously. We're not clowns. Now, I also want to be honest about something. This might or may fail. Pirates
Probably will.
may say no. Investors may not care. The cost might be too high. The legal situation might be impossible. The community might not be big enough. Maybe, you know, this video gets 300 views and nothing happens. That is more than possible. Well, I would rather try and fail seriously than keep watching one of the most unique hero shooters ever made slowly disappear while everyone says, you know, someone should do something. So fine, I'll be the idiot who tries. I'm not saying I can do it alone. I clearly can't. I've got a job, and I'm not saying it will definitely work. It might not. I'm not saying I already own Paladins. Sadly, I don't. But what I'm saying is this. if enough people still care about Paladins, then maybe this game still has a chance. And if there is even a small chance, I think it's worth trying. So here's it what I need from you. If you used to play Paladins, comment your main champions and why. Why you still play Paladins if you still play, why you loved the game. If you left Paladins, tell me what would make you come back. If you are a developer, investor, creator, former pro, artist, or someone who could help build this seriously, reach out. If you know someone at high res, send them this video. Send this video to your friends, to everyone who would be interested. And if you just missed this game, share this video. Not because I want attention, clearly I don't, but because attention is leverage. And if we want anyone to take this seriously, we need leverage. Paladins deserves more than silence. It deserves more than only nostalgia. It deserves more than being remembered as that games that could have been huge. Maybe it still can be. Maybe not, but I want to try. My name is Spray. I've played Paladins since the beta. I'm now a professional coach on League of Legends, and I was a semi-professional Paladins player and coach. And today, I'm starting a movement to try to give this game the future it deserved. If you want to be part of it, you know what to do. Join us. Let's see if Paladins can rise again.
Okay, so my major issue about legitimately everything is that which I realize that he does not have the fundraiser no longer in his description, which is probably the major issue I was having entirely throughout this entire video, or at least this idea, is that he already posted the fundraiser, and he said that. Oops, sorry. He already said that that's gonna be the last step is asking for money, but you already post the fundraiser, which it's not here. But I imagine when we get to the last video, we're gonna know a lot more about what happened to said fundraiser. But yeah, I don't trust anyone that immediately is trying to do something and then immediately puts a fundraiser. Meanwhile, there's not even a 100% clear path of what to do. So, yeah, I really hope that not a lot of people put money into this, because I don't even remember how much he asked for. I think it was €1,000,000 that he was asking or put in the fundraiser, which is a lot, but also is not enough when it comes to running a game. If you think that amount of money is what it takes to run a game like Paladins, then you're very surely mistaken. So I definitely don't think this was a good attempt of pretty much trying to get people to play or not play or get people interested in this project. Me personally, I mean, this video has quite a bit of views. Almost 200K views, and the comments are pretty positive, which is they're pretty positive, which I think it's good that there's definitely positivity out there, but it smells way too fishy, honestly, for me, whenever I first saw this. So let's go on. So we have the next one, which I think he addresses someone calling him a scammer. Or pretty much he scams some, yeah. So apparently I am a scam, and yeah, I guess we'll see what this is about. Now, for pretty much going on forward, besides the last video, I have actually watched the last video, but all these I have not seen, so I have no idea what he's going to say. So let's see.
Hello guys, this is the
My apologies. I probably should.
Paladins to wannabe buyer. So apparently I am a scam. I don't really know why, but when you just try to do something, people are always gonna criticize. But this video is starting to get a little bit too many views, in my opinions, backing up with no facts. So I'm just gonna address it right now to get to the point and make everything clear. So let's go.
Alright, what's up, Nubby here? Out of nowhere, this guy comes and then says this.
I'm trying to buy Paladins. Okay, so let's start with this. I do not come from nowhere. You probably don't know me. But first of all, if no one does it, well, it's gonna be some random who does it. So here I am. Second of all, I'm not coming from nowhere because, as stated in the video that you probably didn't watch as a whole, I am really anchored in the League of Legends community in France. I am a professional League of Legends coach. I've been as well a professional, semi-professional coach in Paladins for teams like Fiction and DarX that are teams in France. I have personally scrimed against Fnatic. I have played as well solo queues against Fnatic. I'm not known internationally. I'm not that much known even in the France community, but you know, there are like thousands of players, so you can't know anyone. And even if I wasn't known, I should start somewhere. So, well, of course I'm not known if I start something. You know, that just doesn't make sense, but let's get through it.
So who is he? There are
I am me, I am Spray.
reports of him doing like League of Legends.
So as I said, and I stated it in the video as well, so he did not watch it. Yes, I do League of Legends coaching. That's my job.
Coaching. And there's also his TikTok channel.
Yeah, my TikTok channel. You know, you can follow. You know, I've got like 27,000 followers, so I'm not no one. You know, I'm not known or anything. But you know, like he says, I come from nowhere. I do not come from nowhere. I just live like playing video games and coaching video games. I'm pretty known in the League of Legends France community. So yeah, let's get right. So
I don't know why you needed to really talk that much about it and be like, I'm not just a nobody. I am well known in this and that. It's like, okay. I don't think we should really be going off on that, but whatever. Let's continue.
that's just straight nonsense.
On League of Legends, you can see his face. And so Paladins is a really old game. Everybody knows each other. The game's been out for 10 years.
So everybody knows each other? No, really not. I do not know that much people in the community. I know some French. You know, I've forgotten friends that I don't talk to anymore. But yeah, apparently that makes me weird. Let's say I did 2 teams, okay? So I do not play that much. 2 teams that like maybe 30, 40 persons. If 40% know me, like, of course I'm not known in the Paladins community. That just doesn't make sense.
All the content creators know each other, and nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, because I was not a content creator in the Paladin scene. I was a player and a coach for semi-professional teams. Like, there are hundreds. You don't know every single semi-professional team, of course. And especially not French ones.
Comes out of nowhere, starts a Paladins 2 fundraiser.
So about the fundraiser, I said in the video multiple times that I do not want money yet. All right. I said, if you believe in the project, you can already give. That will make me able to pay, you know, maybe some old coaches to talk about this, etc. Every single euro on this fundraiser will go to the Paladins 2 project. If I do not do it, if I am not able to do it, I will refund every single euro. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
As you should, but you just shouldn't start with a fundraiser. Like, if you're saying that, oh, we should do it like later on once we get the general idea of if he could realistically afford to get Paladins or get the license, that should be the first thing you worry about, and not just immediately drop a fundraiser. Because, you know, he might have good intentions. He might actually, you know, care and want Paladins to actually, you know, succeed and like come back. But this is not how you do it. This is legitimately like scam behavior, which is the major problem I'm having with it. It's that you might have good intentions. I'm not going to 100% say you are a scammer, but you're not helping by just dropping a fundraiser and you don't have the craziest plan to back up. It's a bunch of ifs, buts, and maybes. It's just, it doesn't look good on you. So I really don't think this was a good idea to just drop a fundraiser, man. But let's continue.
Collect money.
The fundraiser was just, you know, a way to show that this is serious.
And this is a huge red
Or
flag
it could be-
to the point
yeah.
where he was spamming content on Reddit.
Well,
so
about that, let's just...
I have a video recording. The Reddit moderators took down the post, but he was spamming the Reddit.
I do not know this. I do not use Reddit. I don't know who this is. I just think that people really like the opportunity because people have been waiting for this for years, but people like you never did it. You are known in the Paladin since it seems like, but you never did it. Why? Because you're scared, because you think everyone asking for money for a cause is a scammer, so you never did it. That doesn't make sense, man. Maybe people just like the project. Maybe people just want to support it. Like, that's not spam. That's like five reposts.
Basically,
Of course, a video with like 50,000 views are gonna get 5 reposts. That just doesn't make sense, man. What the fuck?
copy paste. And if
It's not copy paste. Just look at it. It's different messages. It's just the title, support this. I do not even have a Reddit account, okay? I never went on Reddit. I don't know how this works. I don't know where this is posted. Like, how can... It's like, you know, r/things, r/paladins, I guess. I don't know how this works, okay? So it's not me. You can blame me for many things, but not this. You can search my account. I do not have one, okay? So I can't do this. I don't know how that works. I don't even know, like, do people go on Reddit and do shit?
Copy paste. And
so I think that's the way the video got views, I guess, but I don't know. Okay, so I do not even have a Reddit account. That's not me. Thank you. Really, a big heart for the people who shared it. Really, thank you to support the project.
if you actually take a look at the comments down here, all the comments are very generic. Looks like AI generated for the most part.
What the hell? Of course comments are generic, because I asked in the video, comment something. Whatever. Tell me your preferred champion, you know. Of course they are generic, like people are not gonna write, you know, some specific shit or and just read it. Are they generic? I got into the game rather late. Paladins made me feel so free I could never get bored. Is that generic? As a hero shooter intro, Paladins always had the potential. I meant Lex, bro. Was so much fun sliding around the map, hunting play. Is that generic, man? What the fuck? I never was part of the Paladins community. Why would I, you know, AI generate someone who said he was not in the community? What the fuck? You know, I don't even know if AI knows that Lex slides. I'm not even sure about that.
I mean, AI is definitely a lot stronger these days, to be honest. I mean, I'm not gonna say that you genuinely AI generate these comments. I think that could be a little bit of a stretch, but I don't know.
And I do a lot of AI stuff. In fact, paladinscat.com, the statistics.
Bro does AI, so you know he knows.
The statistics website that I'm building right now is...
Bro, you know what? He's just using this video to promote his own website. I have, you know, nothing against this. You can promote your website, but that's just straight fucked up, man. To fuck someone's project just for your own sake, that's terrible, man. You know, just... You are a terrible person for doing this, all right? No one cares about your website. You know why? Because no one plays Paladins anymore. And you know why? Because no one ever tried to make it better. And I'm trying. And you're just shitting on me. If I do it, if it works, it probably won't. But if it does, more people will come to your website. Do the calculation, man. Do the math. What the fuck?
Built on top of AI, right? As we speak, I have a bunch of AI stuff running background. So I know what AI looks like.
Okay, you know what AI looks like. Even AI can't say if Odex is AI, but this guy knows.
I'm very familiar with it, and the whole thing just looks like AI slop. So just be aware, this is a serious red flag. Just don't do this. Like, you're not gonna buy IP with like 22k euros.
Okay, about that now, I did the calculations, the random calculation with AI. For a dead game like this, it could cost 1 to maybe 10 million. You know, that's very broad. But you know what? Fundraiser limits to 22,000. I did, on fundraiser, asked for 1 million, one round number. All right? It's separated into 22,000 shares. Why? Because people won't give if you just ask for 1 million. It's too big. It's automatic. Okay? So I'm not doing this. 22,000. Why 22? I would have at least put like 25. What the hell? It's just, you never did a fundraiser. I never before. I tried. Try it on yourself. Create a fundraiser. Try to put 1 million euros and do it. You will see it's going to put 22,000 euros. Of course, you can buy an ID with 22,000. Like, that doesn't make sense. I even say in the video, the money is not the point. The point is showing we exist, showing people are interested, and then finding investors.
Is that amount of money gonna be enough for investors, though? Legitimately, you should have just taken down the fundraiser to begin with, or just not started with a fundraiser to begin with. It sounds very boring to keep saying the same points, but like, I don't get why we still had to drop a fundraiser at the start just to try and have something possibly happen that he hasn't got even a response from Hi-Res, at least at this point of the video. I think the next video we get the response from Hi-Res to see what they hear what they said. But yeah, let's keep going.
I won't get 10 million, of course. Like, bro didn't even watch the video and he does this. What the hell?
Goes. If you're gonna buy a game from a company, the IP is gonna cost like millions of dollars.
Yeah.
There's no way they're gonna sell it 22K.
Of course they won't. Are you dumb?
Most likely he's just gonna walk away with this money. So don't fall for the scam. Be aware, people.
So in France, I don't know if it's the same everywhere. I got to put my ID on the site. I've got my name. I've got anything, everything on this site. And you know what? I answered him. And that is the point where you will be really deceived. If you were, hesitant, you're like, okay, maybe this guy just want to promote his website, but maybe I'm a scammer. Look at this. So I did answer him. Hey man, so let's clarify things. Yes, as stated in the video, I am not an entrepreneur and professional League of Legends coach, but I have been in the past a semi-pro Paladins coach and player as well in the French community. I decided to quit Paladins to get to League after I saw that the game had no real hope of becoming a competitive game. In the video, I specifically did not ask for money yet and said that only people who really believed in the project could donate. But that was not the main goal. The goal was to show that the community exists. This is why if I see that the project does not get along, everyone will get their money back. I do not use Reddit and do not know where do these spots come from, like I don't even have an account on Reddit. And finally, I did not bot the video or anything. It exploded 12 days after its post. For some reason, I waited 12 days with like 50 views. If I wanted to bot it, I would clearly have done it from the start because that would have been 1,000 times more believable. Of course, if I want to do a video and bot it, I'm not going to wait 12 days. That doesn't make sense, man. If you see this, please do not give money to the GoFundMe, okay? Do not give me money, all right? I don't want it anymore. I didn't even want it, but you know what? I'm going to say...
Then why have to GoFundMe to be... Okay, whatever. Like, if you see this, please don't give me money. Come on. We're doing a lot of backtracking here, honestly. To be honest, like, oh, I'm gonna post a fundraiser. You don't have to donate, but if you want to, you could. And now you're saying, do not give me money for the GoFundMe, which is now, I believe, closed since he doesn't have that in his description of the video. But that took way too long to actually get it closed down. But
don't want it. If you really want to help, just know I'm not gonna. But if you were hesitant, all right, don't give it. The goal is to show that we exist. All right, and the little bit of money, the few euros I'm gonna get, are just gonna be to pay. They want to know I've connected him, and the other ones I've got to contact. Don't give money, all right? I say I'm not a scammer. Don't give me money, all right? This is how we raise credibility. I do not ask for your money. I am not a scam. I only ask for your support so that we can come together.
By asking for money for the GoFundMe, like, you can't have your cake and eat it at the same time.
As a community and show Hi-Res that Paladins has a potential. This is crazy that a game with just a few hundred players, I do a video on it. Random man does a video and says, this game, could exist again? Tens of thousands of people like it, watch it, comment it. Of course it has potential. That's just what I'm saying. Thank you very much for your video and I hope this is now clearer. You're gonna say, oh, all right. Cool comment, man. What is the point? All right, let's now go to private navigation. Here we are in private mode, not connected. Where is the comment? Oh my God, I can't see it. That's crazy. Man, what happened? As if bro was scared and deleted it and thought I would say nothing. You are crazy. You are crazy. You just want to sell your fucking website and you're shitting on a whole community, on their trust. Calling me a scammer when you deleted my comment that was explaining this. You are crazy, man. Okay? Please. Unlike this guy, unfollow this guy. I don't know who this is. This is crazy. I'm just trying to do something cool. All right? I already lost money on this. I did the editing. Like, bro, I paid money for this. It had 99% chances of doing 0 views. Didn't you do anything in your life before? I think you did not. So you deleted my comment. You are a crazy piece of shit. I'm gonna say it. All right. 20,000 euros. Of course, bro doesn't know how fundraiser works, etc. Anyways, I said everything I had to say, I think. So, like, comment, share, fuck this guy, and please, guys, you know what to do. Share this video, share the project, call your friends who work at iRaise or I don't know. We are gonna try to make it. If this doesn't work, I am gonna give you your money back. I have everything to lose. I'm known in the French community.
Yeah, I don't know. Was a very interesting response. I'm pretty sure it's like one of the lowest view ones on this channel for that. Anyways, so this one,
Guys, I
tried to buy Paladins and high-res answered. So this should be, mostly he's promoting a Discord, which this may be end or this may be the beginning. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. I don't fundamentally think that it's gonna go up, but oh well.
post the fundraiser. Here is the real plans for Paladins 2. I need to start this video with something very clear. I paused the fundraiser, not because the project is dead, not because I'm giving up, but because after the first video, a lot of people were worried. And honestly, I understand why. When someone on the internet says, I'm trying to buy Paladins, and then there is a fundraiser attached to it, even if the fundraiser is secondary, even if the intention is good, even if the plan is real, it can look suspicious. It can look like a scam. And I don't want this project to be built on doubts. I don't want people to support this because they feel pressured. I don't want anyone to think I'm using Paladins nostalgia to grab money from the community.
I feel like you kind of are, though, because you're using the exact same footage right now. Like, yeah, like their teams are the exact same from the first video. They had a Druxus, he's playing Bomb Cane, they're almost like this is the exact same game, and you're using the old Paladins you're using old Paladins footage because there's white background. That's definitely an older barrack design. Also, that's older Ruckus icon on the top. So you kind of are, and you're also using older Paladins footage, like trailer footage. Like I feel like if you genuinely believe in the project and you love Paladins, is it really that hard to just go on the game right now? Because the game's not dead. You legitimately can go on the server still and actually play on them and record footage. It's just I don't believe this whole not preying on nostalgia because you're kind of just showing older footage of like older Paladins and trying to build that nostalgia, and you're playing inspirational music to try to get people hyped with it, and it's starting to look bad, like really bad for you.
So I paused the fundraiser. For now, I'm keeping the donations that were already made because some
That did not age quite so well.
people gave because they genuinely believe in the project and asked me to keep trying. But I want to be extremely clear about this.
Is there like any proof about that? Like, could you not just send in some screenshots at the very least to show that they said that? Because me personally, I can't trust you word from mouth, pretty much, from everything so far. This is very scammy behavior right here. Like, honestly, you do look like a scammer right now.
This money is not going into my pocket. It's impossible. The only way I would use
No, it's not impossible. Let's get that right. It is not impossible. There have been plenty, and I mean plenty of GoFundMe scams where it like I don't know, like someone's like, "Oh, I'm poor, whatever, and all this stuff, and I just need some money to get back on my feet." And then they just took the money and run away with it. They were actually fine to begin with, but they just lied.
it is for the project itself. For example, to promote future Paladins videos, make product placement style visibility campaigns, reach more players, or help prove that the community still exists. And I added a clear safety thing. If by November this year I have done nothing serious with it, people will get refunded. It's not a vague promise. It's not trust me bro again. It's just transparency. And from now on, the movement is not about asking you for money. It has never been. It's about asking you.
But it kind of has. You legitimately, the first video you started with this channel was when you posted that GoFundMe. So it's really hard to not even look the other way for you, even if I would believe that you are trying to do good. It's not looking good for you at all.
To make noise, because that is what actually worked. The first video has now reached around 80,000 views, and whether people loved it, hated it, mocked it, supported it, called it crazy or called it a scam, the result is the same. People talked about Paladins again, and that matters. So before anything else, like this video, comment again, and share it. Please send it to an old Paladins player, send it to creators, send it to anyone who thinks this game deserves better. Because the goal right now is not the money, it's proof, all right? Proof that this game is not forgotten, that the community still exists, that even after years of problems, bugs, silence, and disappointment, people are still ready to regroup around Paladins. And honestly, that already happened. Even if we stopped everything today, the first video already proved something. It's that people still care. They are still angry, but they are still hopeful. They still want this game to come back. Some people were literally ready to give hundreds of euros just because they wanted Paladins to have a future. That is insane, and thank you for that. More importantly, that is a signal to high-res, investors, developers, and to the whole community. Paladins is not completely dead. It is abandoned by momentum, not by love. And that is a huge difference. Now let's talk about the big questions. Can we actually buy Paladins? Realistically, probably not right now. I said on the first video that a serious Paladins revival could require millions, maybe even around 10 million, 20 million euros or more if we are talking about a full acquisition, relaunch, development team, marketing, servers, legal work, and everything around it. Let's be honest, we are not raising 10 million euros from YouTube videos. But that was never the first step. I said it in the video. The real first step was to see if people still cared, and they do. Now, Harez answered the video. That's crazy. For now, they told the game is not for sale. Of course, that's the current reality. Paladins is not for sale right now, but not for sale right now does not mean impossible forever. Companies change their minds. Companies change their...
Yeah, but I don't know about that. Like, I don't think they... It's kind of like you're trying to find a loophole. It's like, oh, Paladin's not stale for right now. It's like, oh, but not right now. Could be next year, maybe, potentially, for sale. Like, I think they were just saying that they're just not interested in selling the IP, because who knows? Maybe, just maybe, they're actually working on a Paladins revival themselves, and they're keeping it a secret. Because I mean, right now their main focus, high res, right now is for Smite 2. Is Smite 2 Smite 2 to succeed. Dear Lord, that was a tongue twister for me for a second. So, and that game's been doing pretty decently well. Not amazing, but pretty good, I would say. So, their main focus is on that. They could go back to Paladins, but I would not imagine it will be anytime soon for that. So, let's keep going.
mind. Situations can change. Community pressure changes things. And you know what? Money changes things. If we offer them 100 billion, of course they will sell Paladins. Of course. Proof changes things. And if there is one thing this movement can create, it is proof. But we also need to be smart. If buying the game is the dream, then we need a more realistic first step. And that first step is simple. One last serious Paladins update. Not Paladins 2, not a full reboot or a giant launch, not a miracle. Just one final serious patch note to make the game more playable again. Because right now, let's be honest, Paladins is not in a good state. And I'm saying that as someone who loves this game. I have played Paladins since the beta. I spent thousands of hours on this game. I know what this game was. I know what this game could be. And that is exactly why it hurts so much to see it like this. Right now, the game has game-breaking bugs. Some bugs can literally ruin matches and crash the servers. Cassie, for example, has had serious issues that people have been talking about everywhere. The game does not feel smooth enough. Some champions feel completely underpowered. Some champions feel completely overpowered. Ranked has very limited map rotations. AFKs, they are everywhere. Sometimes it feels like one out of every 2 or 3 games someone disconnected, trolling, or just gone. And guys, I play League of Legends a lot. That's my job. And you know what? League of Legends, even though I think the games is not as good as Paladins is, it is way better to play. Because at least when you play a game, you know you're not gonna have an AFK, and if you do, you're not gonna lose. The game is gonna get rebooted. You know there are not gonna be bugs. You know your champion, even though it's the worst in the meta, you can do something with it. The game is just good overall. You like it, you don't, but the game is just good overall. When a game is already low population, like Paladins, that destroys the experience even more, because the few people who still want to play get punished for caring. That is the real tragedy of Paladins today. The people who stayed are the most loyal players, and they are also the ones suffering the most. So here is the realistic plan. Instead of saying, let's buy the entire game immediately, of course it's not possible, we start with something much more concrete. We try to convince Hi-Res to allow, support, or produce one last serious update. A final community-driven patch, a make Paladins playable again patch. And this patch would focus...
I will say this, that is not gonna happen. Because they legitimately are gonna have to either A, hire a team of people, then just immediately lay them off, or B, sacrifice resources they have for the developing team of Smite 2 to work on a game that's not really profitable right now. Like, Paladins is not profitable at all, and it just, for a company reason, it just does not make sense to do one last major update. Like, it just doesn't make sense to do so. I mean, it would be cool, don't get me wrong, but let's be honest here, there's no way that's gonna happen. Like, I would love for it to, but I don't see it at all.
On 5 things. First of all, major game-breaking bugs. Of course, we're not gonna patch every small bug, every visual glitch. The priority should be the bugs.
Is this gonna be the entire video? I'm sorry. It feels like we keep talking about bugs and stuff, and we titled the video, I tried to buy Paladins a high-res answer. We're not even halfway there. We already got the answer that high-res is not interested in selling Paladins, so what's the rest of this video
that destroy games, crash servers, break champions, or make the games feel unplayable. Those needs to be first fixed. Second, major balance problems. Again, the goal is not perfect balance. Perfect balance does not exist, but some champions are clearly in a terrible spot, like Kasumi. Some are way too weak. Some are way too frustrating. Some are way too strong, like Imani or Khan. We need to address the obvious cases. Champions, I said it, Imani, Cassie, Khan, Kasumi, and others needs to be looked at seriously. Not randomly, but with data, community feedback, and input from experienced players. Third, AFK detections and sanctions. This might be the most important part. Beacons more balanced. Even if the bugs are fixed, nothing matters if ranked games are ruined by AFKs constantly. Paladins need a stronger AFK flag systems, and it needs better sanctions. It needs better protections for players who actually want to play, And AFK equals no loss. If someone leaves or goes AFK, the system cannot just pretend nothing happened. Because right now, for a lot of players, Ranked does not feel competitive. It is literal gambling. You queue up and pray that your team actually stays connected. That's how I feel playing the game.
I mean, this sounds like a Reddit post. Like, and I'm not trying to sound extremely mean to your points, but like, complaining about game breaking bugs and unbalanced stuff, and also detect some kind of thing to detect AFKers, it really sounds like a Reddit post, like someone complaining, like, "Man, this character's too OP," or "Man, I had just had another crash of a game breaking bug." Paladins has not got support well over a year. It's not gonna immediately just be able to fix all these things easily. I just I just don't see this is a good thing to focus on right now. I feel like we're just trying to throw whatever to make a point to try to fix this game.
That is not acceptable. Fourth, map rotations. Right now, Ranked feels way too limited. It feels like we are playing the same few maps over and over and over again. That makes the game feels smaller than it actually is. Paladin has maps, variety, but if Ranked only gives you a tiny part of that experience, the game feels stale. Final update should reopen or improve the map rotation so Ranked feels less repetitive. Fifth, game feel. This one is harder, and maybe it is too expensive, but if possible, some aspects of the game should be made smoother and clearer. Because sometimes Paladins is not only frustrating because of balance, it is frustrating because things are not readable enough. Some abilities feel unclear, some movement is hard to understand visually, some champions' interactions feel bad to play against because the feedback is not visible enough. For example, Vora. She can feel extremely frustrating because her dashings and invulnerability windows are not always clear enough for the opponent's point of view. Maybe we cannot fix all of that. Probably it costs too much. Maybe it's too deep in the code as well, but at least the most obvious readability issues should be discussed. And maybe, if needed, this update could also include a few new skins. Not because skins are the priority, they are not, but because if Hi-Rez needs a financial reason to justify touching Paladins again, then maybe a small skin release attached to the patch could help. If the community wants the game to survive, the game also...
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'll probably double check, maybe, after this, because I definitely am gonna make a video into this. This is definitely a video talking, but I don't think you can buy gems in Paladins anymore. I don't think so. So they're gonna have to reopen that shop for a limited time because this is the last patch. At least if the gem shop is open to begin with. I mean, I don't think it is, but I could be wrong. So let's see.
needs to make money. Let's just make Paladins 2 skins to all champion. That is just reality. But again, it's not the priority, not skins. The priority is making the game playable. Now, how much would this cost? I don't know exactly. No one outside Hi-Rez can know exactly. But a serious patch like this would probably cost 6 figures, at least. Maybe more, depending on the technical state of the game, the team needed, the team required, and how much we can actually change it. But once again, money is not the goal of this video. The goal is pressure, visibility. The goal is to show Hi-Rez that if they allow one last serious update, people will pay attention, people will come back to test it, creators will cover it, players will share it, the community will move, and I want to be very clear about something personal. I am ready to put my own money into this, okay? Not donation money, not random internet money, my own money. Personally, if there is a real opportunity to make this happen, I am ready to invest around 30 to 50,000 euros of my own money to help fund one last serious Paladins update.
While that's nice, wholeheartedly, that's not going to be even close to help cover. Game updates, even for a game like Paladins, is expensive. Because, you have to think about everything. 30 to 50 euros, I'm not 100% sure what's the equivalent of that to the US dollar for me to actually understand. But let's just say for, just the sake of it, like that's about like 30K to 50K USD. That is not going to cover a lot. That might just cover like a little bit, to be honest. So it's good that you're actually now considering to put your own money into this project and not put in a GoFundMe immediately, but wholeheartedly, that's not enough to help, actually. But all right, let's keep going.
That is how much I believe in this. But I will not throw money into the void. I will not send money without a contract. I will not pretend I can buy something that is not for sale. I will not ask the community to fund something vague. The only way this makes sense is if there is a serious discussion with IRES, a clear scope, a clear budget, and a clear plan. And I already emailed IRES about this ID. Now I'm waiting to see if they answer. Maybe they say no, maybe they ignore it, but maybe, if they see thousands of comments, tens of thousands of views, old players coming back, creators talking about it, and people seriously asking for one final update, then the conversation changes. That is why your role matters. If you want this to have even a tiny chance, do not just watch silently. Please comment, like, share. Tell me what bugs need to fix first. Tell me which champions are the biggest balance problems. Tell me which maps should come back to Ranked. Tell me what would make you reinstall Paladins. Tell me what would make you tell your friends, okay, maybe it's time to try Paladins again. Because this video is not just content, it is evidence. Every comment is an evidence. Every share is an evidence. Every old player coming back is an evidence. Every creator reacting to this is evidence. And that evidence is what we need. Because imagine this. Imagine Hi-Res allows one last serious update. The patch comes out, the biggest bugs are fixed, the worst balance problems are addressed. AFKs are punished harder. Ranked feels better. Map rotation is improved. Maybe the game gets a small visual or feel improvement. Maybe a few skins come out and then a few people come back. Not millions, not instantly, but enough, maybe a few thousand. Enough to show that the game was not dead. That Paladins was just waiting for someone to care again. If that happens, then we have something. Then we can go back to Hi-Res and say, look at that. The game still has life. Then we can talk about a bigger revival, a bigger update, a relaunch, a license deal, maybe one day, even a real Paladins 2. But first, we need to earn the right to have that conversation. And the first step is not 10 million euros. It is one serious patch, one last update, one chance to make Paladins playable again. So here's where we are. Fundraiser is paused, the money is not the focus. Hi-Res answered me and said that the game is not for sale right now. The first video reached around 80,000 views. The community reacted massively. People called it a scam, people defended it, people mocked it, people supported it. But everyone proved one thing: Paladin still makes people feel something. And in gaming, that is rare. Most dead games are just forgotten. Paladins is different. It's not forgotten, it is unfinished. And I don't know if you can fix that, but I want to try. So if you want to help, here is what you can do. Do not donate. You cannot even if you wanted. But comment, like, share, make your own video, react to this, tag old Paladins players, send messages to them, tag creators, talk about the bugs, talk about the balance, talk about the memories, share this on Reddit, talk about why you left, talk about what bring you back. And if you have serious contacts, if you are a developer, investor, former Hi-Res employee, creator, competitive player, legal advisor, or someone who can actually help structure this, reach out. But for anyone else, the mission is simple: make noise. Because noise is what got us here. Noise is what made Hi-Res see that people still care. Noise is what can maybe get us one last update. I'm not promising Paladins 2, I'm trying. I'm not promising that I will buy the game, but I'm trying. I'm not promising that this will work, but I'm trying. I'm promising that if that I will try to do this seriously, transparently, and with the community watching every step. This game gave me some of my best gaming memories, and I refuse to believe that the only ending it deserves is silence. So let's try again. One last patch, one real chance, make Paladins playable again. And if it works, then maybe, just maybe, we can start dreaming bigger.
Wholeheartedly, if anyone's watching this and you want like Paladins to come back, just play the game. I don't think legitimately just giving this channel attention by subscribing, um, liking, sharing this video would realistically help. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if you want Paladins to succeed, you have to play the game. And if you don't play the game, well, it will eventually just fade away. That is just it. So these next couple
Okay,
videos
guys.
are really, really short.
Hello, guys. So I hope you.
Yeah, very short. And then we have one more video, so we won't be playing on increased speed.
Guys, hello everyone. We are almost done.
We're almost done.
For this video, I did not prepare a script. I just have two things to tell you. We're almost done. I just need you to do one little thing. But before I tell you what it is, just listen for 30 seconds. So these few days have been pretty harsh for me because I just did the first video out of fun. I had this project. I thought it would be good fun, just making a video, you know. But the video did very, very much more views than what I would have expected. And I found myself in front of a wall.
It's very confusing.
Just have two things to tell you. We're all seconds. So these few days have been pretty harsh for me because I just did the first video out of fun. I had this project.
I just did the first video, but I thought this was going to be a very serious project you wanted to work on, but okay.
I thought it would be good fun, just making a video, you know. But the video did very much more views than what I would have expected. And I found myself in front of a wall. This wall was haters, people calling me scammer, people waiting for a clear plan, etc, etc. It was hard. And probably did I not react properly sometimes, but I did what I thought was best. Now, before I tell you what to do, I just want to make something clear. A lot of people ask me technical questions, ask me how a clear path by days, by months, etc. I'm gonna be extremely clear about this. I'm not a technician. I'm not a developer. I don't know anything about that. I don't know how much time it takes to do something like this. What I know is by doing such a movement, we are gonna find those people that know it, and those people will be able to tell. Some marketing man will tell me, okay, we need that budget, we need these videos, etc. Some developer will tell me, okay, we need Real Engine 4 or 5, I don't know, we need this much time, we need to fix this, some, you know.
That's not a good clear path if you're just hoping that the people who would be interested will eventually show up. It kind of feels like, like this would be a random thing to say, but like, like if you ever watch like Hell's Kitchen, that like some people just get into like the restaurant business and don't know a single thing about owning a restaurant and then starts to fail. It's kind of like this. Like, I can understand there's some ambition and you would really want this project to succeed if you're not actually scamming, but it's really hard not to look like you're not scamming, because dear lord, you've done a lot of textbook scammer tactics. But yeah, so this is not a clear path, to be honest. Just hoping pretty much that these people eventually show up.
Game developer especially will tell me, okay, we need to create new champions, etc. I'm not a technician. I just had an idea, I had a vision, and I'm ready to work up this vision to something real. That's all I do. I'm just trying to convince people that this is possible and that we can make a community together to force something, either ourselves or force Hi-Rez to do something. I'm pretty sure we can. Even though it's just a last update, as I said in my last video, or maybe buying the game, as I said, would be the ideal thing, but I repeat, it is almost impossible. But it can happen, you know, we never know. So I wanted to make that clear. I am not a technician. I won't be able to, you know, write the code myself or anything. I just know that with human power, everything is possible. And who is gonna watch me right in the eyes and tell me it is impossible to update a game? It is not. Of course it is. Maybe it's hard, maybe it's too hard, but of course it is possible. So let's be extremely clear. We will do what we can when we will have those people. Now, let's come to the very specific thing. I want you guys to do two things. First of all, I need you to join the Discord in the description. But most importantly, listen up here, guys. Please, I want everyone who watches this video, who believes in the project, everyone, please install Paladins once again. Try one game, just one game. Please, I beg you, it's gonna take you like 10, 15 minutes plus 30 minutes to install the game. It's nothing in your life, but you don't know how much of a change this can be. Because first of all, you could find yourself in love again with the game. Maybe 10% of people will do it and we'll keep going. That's gonna be maybe, I don't know. Let's say this video does 100,000 views. Half of the people download 50,000. Out of these 50,000, 10% keep playing. That is 5,000 players more. And now that you've downloaded the game, joined the Discord, and now that you are ready, I want you guys to listen up. I'm gonna give you a date. Sunday, the 9th of August, 9 p.m. CEST, Paris hour. I'm French. 9 p.m. Paris hour. You open Paladins, you launch the game, and you do one game at this time. I want to see how many people will be invested enough to just launch the game at a precise time and, you know, just play one game. My goal is to have a spike in players so high, Hi-Rez can't ignore it. Actually, we have on Steam about 1,000 players maximum per day, 1,300. If we can get to at least, let's say, maybe 10,000 a day, that would be insane. That would be unseen for the game for many years, probably. And that would send a signal. And that would send a signal. So please do that. Join the Discord, download the game, play one game whenever you want, and play one game Sunday, the 9th of August, 9 p.m. The 9 August, 9 p.m. CEST. I trust you guys. Thank you for everything. I believe.
Now, if we started with the whole trying to get a bunch of people to play Paladins on a single day or just whatever, I think this movement would have been a lot more, like, believable. But like I said, doing the whole fucking GoFundMe thing at the beginning just did not look good for you at all. Alright, next.
Are all well, everyone who reacted. The Discord is full.
Let me just go back.
Hello guys, so I hope you are all well, everyone who reacted. The Discord is full. Join the Discord in the description. And don't forget the 9th of August, 9 p.m. CEST, we all play Paladins to show to Hi-Rez that we exist and that we want to play the game. Now, I think we can make Paladins 2 happen, guys, but not the way you think. Here is my thought process, and it's very simple. Most of you saw the fact that Hi-Rez did not want to sell the IP, and it's fine. It's for now, but let's think they won't ever sell it. It's fine. I still think we can make Paladins 2 happen another way. I'm gonna be very clear. Right now, Hi-Rez is focusing on Smite, and more specifically, Smite 2. But the fact is, if Smite 2 works, they're gonna have money. And this money, they're gonna have to invest it in something. Where are they gonna invest it? Right now, as of the game was like a few months ago, they would probably never put it in Paladins because they think Paladins will never make them money. And they only care about this money. But if we show interest to the game, they are gonna think that this is a good idea, or they may think this. We are just the seed. We are gonna plant the seed in their heads, and right now the seed is planted. The seed that people may want it, but no, it has to be more concrete. And how do we do concrete things? By playing the game and by joining the 9th of August movement, 9 p.m. CEST. We all, just get in the game, play it, and do a spike in players. The goal is to do a 1-year spike. I think we can make it. I think we can make it because as of right now, I'm gonna put it in the editing. We do have a clear upwards trend of players in the last few days. For the first time since January this year, we have a real growth of players in the base. This afternoon, Sunday the 26th, I'm gonna be playing on the Discord with everyone at 4 p.m. CEST. But the real goal is the 9th of August. The goal is now the seed is planted in the head, and then once this is done, we're gonna get to the next step, which is maybe talking about the update. You wanted me from the start to do a clear plan. This is clear. 9th of August, we all play. We see the spike. If the spike is good, we advance to the next step, the update. If it is not, we stop there. The seed is planted, and we'll let Hi-Rez do the rest. This movement is already insane. So many people reacted. Hundreds of thousands of views. Thousands of people joined the Discord. People show interest, people re-downloaded the game, and upwards trend of players. So we are here, 9th of August, share the date, join the Discord to be informed, and we are gonna show Hi-Rez.
Well, I'm not gonna finish it because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be rebuttal, but I hope you do also understand, just playing one major day of Paladins with a bunch of people, I don't think will realistically make them immediately think about doing another update. So I see the vision, but I think you have to make sure all those people. Anyways, let's actually double check. Paladins Steam charts. What are we looking at currently? I mean, it's okay. The issue is that like let's see, we almost got this is still like I don't think enough for them to realistically look at it and think that they can work on another update, unfortunately.
It's been
oh, oopsies. But
I'm leaving this project. This is
oh, okay, my last message to the Paladins community. So let's take a look.
just too much for me to bear. I just had one of the worst weeks of my whole life. Why, you may think? This is a great project. Well, not for everyone. The very community that loves Paladins and wants it back did not want my help, and they made it very clear. But first of all, let me tell a huge thank you to everyone who supported and made this possible. This is so crazy. I cannot really believe it. The best way to help the game is always visibility, so please like, comment, and share this video to show that you exist and you still want this to happen, even though I'm not
That would not help the game, but okay.
the front and public figure. This is what made the first video boom. My dream is for this one to get the same attention as the first did. So first, let me explain how I feel. As you all know, I have a job which is already publicly exposed as a league coach and owner of the biggest French league coaching business. I have my other YouTube channel, TikTok channel, Instagram, etc. This already put me under lots of pressure since I care a lot about my public image. But never ever have I had to face so much hate and toxicity as I faced in the Paladins community during this week. The worst part is I don't even understand why I've been getting so much hate. It's not just 2 or 3 individuals, we are talking about hundreds and hundreds of people. When I started this channel, it was more some kind of a fun idea than anything. When people started seeing the video and it exploded, YouTubers started reacting to it, and then it became terrible. YouTubers, some with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, did videos to call me a scammer, a liar. I will address them in the second part of this video. I said multiple times I had much to lose and not much to win here because of my public career as a League of Legends coach. When you are an entrepreneur and coach, your face is well known in the LoL community, your business is running very well, and you're getting bigger and bigger in the scene. Why the hell would you take such risks if it is not for the love of the game? I put my skin in, and as you can see now, it burned. But to these YouTubers, I say, you said you did not know me, that I was no one, and you were right. But what does it change? Hundreds of thousands of people talked about Paladins again, viewed videos related to it, engaged. In a few days only, I managed to get hundreds of people play again on the game, making us at a 1-year peak of players. All this while being falsely accused from everywhere of being a scam. So let me tell you something, it was possible. We could do great things. We could have thousands and thousands of players on the game, and I hope we will on August 9th. No, imagine what the movement could have been if you had all supported it. Imagine how many people we could have made to play again. Imagine how much you dismissed an amazing opportunity for this community that you talk about so much, that you say you defend. And such an occasion may not come to life ever again. I'm not saying I was a savior or anything, I just had a lucky day with one video exploding. But you did not support it, and I still do not know why. Do you really love this game? Of course, being suspicious is normal, especially with the number of scams going on everywhere. Of course, I put the crowdfunding too early in the process. Of course, I'm too ambitious, but does that justify what you did? Hundreds and hundreds of people have insulted me, attacked me on my reputation, slandered me. I don't want to live without being cleared of this. So let me answer every single point, major ones, that I've been accused of.
Alright.
First of all, being a scam. I did the crowdfunding too early in the process. I admitted it and I apologized for it, but that was not enough. So I closed the GoFundMe. Then people still accused me of scamming those who gave by keeping their money. So I refunded them. Since I refunded everyone, no one can tell I scammed anyone. I could have done nothing and left. I did not. 2. Lying about
I mean, to be honest, what your actions did make it look like you were a scammer. I am trying to be somewhat positive that you actually had good intentions for this game, but you earlier stated in one of your previous videos that if this project fails, you would refund the people the money, and then the next video you said that you were gonna keep it, and that's not good. That legitimately makes you a scammer, whether you are actually scamming people or not. It did not look good in your case at all. Anyways.
playing the game. Some people accused me of never even playing this game that much. So here is my IGN, it's Prey. I played every single season since the beta, you can check it. I even played on the Discord with a few people. Number 3, lying about being a coach.
Then why don't you use it for your footage if you're playing the game? Because like you're using, like, this is the first video entirely that you're using different gameplay footage, because the last previous videos were just old Paladins gameplay videos. I could easily tell. I've been playing this game also for a pretty long time. Like, and I could tell that the one that you just played was also somewhat older. I'm not sure how old, but like I can easily look at it and I could tell that it's not the most recent update the game had, aka the item shop. The item shop is not the exact same. So you're definitely playing older ones, and you just record the footage. It's really not that hard. It makes you look more transparent that you actually play the game, especially if you claim to be playing it frequently. It shows good transparency, and you're not providing that at all.
I said I was a former semi-professional coach. I worked for Team Viction and DarX. These teams are not well known in the Paladins universe, but they do exist. Here is the logo of Viction that, as you can see, I downloaded in 2022. And here are recordings of scrims of DarX, and you can see the date right there. Number 4, lying about the YouTube channel. I said in the description of the first video that I could not post the link of the GoFundMe because the channel was new. Some dude clicked on the channel, saw it was 13 years old, and said I was lying. You cannot put a link on a video description before your channel gets verified. And I did not verify this channel before since I did not use it to post. You can try it yourself. That is what I meant when I said new channel. A channel that just started posting videos. Number 6, lying about my plans. My first video was about buying the IP, the second one about the last update, and then playing the game on the 9th of August. I did not ever lie, I just had steps. This was the plan. I started with the hard ones to get the debate going and Harris involved, and they said no. Then went down to the smaller ones, update and 9th of August, to get the movement going. And about the fact that it would have been technically hard finding devs that knew the code, etc., no one ever said it would have been easy. Those were the main accusations. I also want to give a big shout out to the YouTubers that did support the project, even though they were the minority. And now, the most important, the 9th of August movement still exists. I won't be doing videos or anything here. I may or may not stay on the Discord, but please join it and play a game on August 9th, 9 p.m. CEST, so that Hi-Rez sees the player base still exists. We already did a big spike in the numbers of players this week, so please don't give up. And don't worry, the Discord is well and alive. We have mods. The movement is not about me, it's about you. The fact that I disappear doesn't change anything. Tell me in the comment section if you will still be there for August 9th and if you will push it around you. If it is a real big deal, I may come along to show what we did. And to everyone watching, good morning, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Yeah, I'm genuinely, like, not surprised, though, for anyone who ever thought that this is a scam. Like, it definitely looks like a scam entirely, so I feel like you're also not understanding some people's points, because what you did look very scammy, and I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt that you didn't scam them. So yeah, all right, we're gonna watch one more video, and then we're gonna wrap this up, and then I'll talk about my final thoughts, and then probably it for today's stream. And well, not for today, but I'll take a little bit of a break, and then I'll be back for some Tamagotchi life. So let's continue.
Quite some time.
Oh, actually, before we continue, uh, this person we're watching is Cyberbolt, not the person that we have been watching for the last, well, oh my god, it's been an hour 30. Dear lord. Anyways, Cyberbolt has been very influenced. Oh my god, what word was I trying to say? Has been a pretty prominent figure in the Paladins community, especially being a very passive aggressive. Well, not passive aggressive, very aggressive, but aggressive in good faith, I would say. So let's go ahead and quickly watch this. I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna probably up it a little bit with the speed, so I apologize if you can.
Since I've legitimately been pissed about something. What has transpired over the last 2 weeks in the Paladins community has gotten me so twisted, it forced me out of retirement. And before anyone asks, I was going to include a Microsoft Paint skit with Leon like I used to in my other Paladins videos, but I shied away from it because this is serious. I'm going to get straight to the point. I do not support the Paladins 2 project, and you shouldn't either. I think it's a clear-cut example of a grift that failed and is now trying to be salvaged. And in this video, I will be going into great detail about why that is. If you don't know who I am, that's okay. Give me a moment to introduce myself. I was a very prominent figure in the Paladins community during its heyday. I have single-handedly held Hi-Rez Studios, later Evil Mojo, accountable for many things like rigging community contests, bending the rules to let former employees in events they shouldn't be in, and I also was an Assembly of Champions representative, which very few people on this planet can say. I've worked with Evil Mojo for over a year, communicating with them on a daily basis to provide critical insight of unreleased and in-progress work, and to share the community's wishes, concerns, and feedback. I've also kept them from making drastic game-altering changes for no reason whatsoever. I fought on the behalf of each and every single one of you. I go over what I did and more in a few of my other videos, so if you want to see how fucking stupid Evil Mojo was historically and how dedicated I was, go check them out. But that's not what this video is about. It's about the Paladins 2 project and why it's a bunch of bullshit. And if you aren't sure about what that is, sit back down and let me fill you in. I promise it'll be quick. About 2 weeks ago, a channel named the Paladins 2 project spawned out of nowhere with a video of a random guy claiming that he was going to fix Paladins by attempting to purchase the game from Hi-Rez. And if that didn't work, obtain the license to use it in other projects like community ran servers. And if that didn't work, create a spiritual successor. A very ambitious set of goals, but goals we all know aren't going to be met. The video itself, aside from being filled with wishful thinking, empty promises, and requests to donate, contained nothing we haven't heard before. It barely touched on the issues that the game has been plagued with over the last decade. Everything that was said could be found on the front page of Reddit. It offered no deep insight on the game's problems.
It did feel like that. Okay, I'm not the only one that felt that some of his complaints felt very Reddit-like, genuinely, but alright, thank God.
There. It failed to provide actionable solutions. There was a plan, but it was poorly thought out. All it was essentially share this video, I'm going to fix things, and feel free to donate. It played on everyone's emotions and exploited nostalgia for better times. Worst of all, it tried rewriting history by confidently asserting the false narrative that nobody tried to fix the game before.
I would rather try and fail seriously than keep watching one of the most unique hero shooters ever made slowly disappear while everyone says, you know, someone should do something. So fine, I'll be the idiot who tries.
Imagine being me, hearing that shit come out of some guy's mouth. And this wasn't the only time he said it.
You are a terrible person for doing this, alright? No one cares about your website. You know why? Because no one plays Paladins anymore. And you know why? Because no one ever tried to make it better. And I'm trying, and you're just shitting on me.
Overall, the video...
No, that is definitely very valid. If you were actually... I forgot about the whole Assembly of Champions that they did, where, yeah, they had other, like, content creators give feedback and trying to help the game. Yeah, that would actually kind of piss me off if I was in Cyberbolt's shoes, genuinely.
It was just very poorly put together. It felt like it was made in one afternoon, and in my opinion, it was extremely disrespectful to just about anyone who's ever played Paladins or tried to make the game better over the last decade. And this is especially the case for the developers that he thinks will come back and work for him. At one point in the video, this guy who later
Wait,
was like,
what? Oh, this is probably during the GoFundMe. I raised money to try and buy back Paladins' rights. Hire back the dev team. There's no way you're gonna get the dev team originally back. I don't remember a lot of their names, but I know like one of their artists there named Thunderbrush. They're working for predecessor from that game. Like there's no way you're getting back the original dev team. Or like any dev team, because Paladins has been through so many dev teams, like so many, because a lot of people just only work there for like a year or two, and then they move on to the next like job. Pretty much, it's kind of like in a way an internship. It felt like when it came to working at Evil Mojo, that people would be there for a little bit, then dip out.
case for the developers that he thinks will come back and work for him. At one point in the video, this guy who later was identified as the League of Legends coach, Spray, makes the claim that Paladins failed because there were no adults in the room. And then, in the most egotistical, self-absorbed, immature way, brags with a smirk that he's the adult in the room.
A revival needs competence, it needs money, it needs structure, it needs adults in the room. And I'm an adult.
This has to be a joke. If I seem a little irritated, please try to look at it from my perspective. Somebody no one's heard of barges into the Paladins community and starts making grandiose claims that he's gonna fix all of our issues if we give him money. He lies several times that nobody else wanted to try and make things better, opens a GoFundMe before even creating a Discord server to foster the community he so desperately claims he wants to build, crashes out over anyone who criticizes him, either calling them toxic or making response videos where he resorts to ad hominems or shaming them for doing things like using AI, while he himself uses AI, and he's also gotten into
Wait, what?
to ad hominems or shaming them for doing things like using AI, while he himself uses
Why not use an AI when you can... Okay, that's very hypocritical. Okay.
AI, and he's also gotten into arguments in the official Paladins Discord server with regulars and left short.
My feelings are hurt because I could not believe how toxic this community could be when someone just tries to revive their favorite game. I literally picked up 80k people to see it. As if no one tried. You weren't part of the community.
After because they were asking him too many
let me also get rid of this real quick. As if even they thought there's no reason to
questions.
be
For someone who
toxic
claims
at all.
to have always been around in the community
No one was toxic. Only
and wants to grow it, he sure doesn't act like it. And for someone who claims
was able to read the rest of that.
he's the adult in the room, it certainly doesn't seem that way.
Crazy. You are crazy. You just want to sell your fucking website and you're shitting on a whole community. On a trust. Calling me a scammer when you deleted my comment that was explaining this. You are crazy, man.
I don't think I really need to spell out why this guy stinks.
Actually, was that comment ever deleted? You know, I'm gonna assume that it wasn't.
That was explaining this. You are crazy, man.
I don't think I really need to spell out why this guy stinks, and it's not because he's French. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know something's not right about this. But here I am, watching thousands of people support this movement without a single trace of critical thought. After everything I've seen and read, and I've been really on top of this, I don't think he's doing this out of the goodness of his heart. I think he has ulterior motives. He's already backpedaled several times over the last few days as things have developed exponentially. Hi-Rez has publicly stated on 2 separate occasions that they won't sell the IP. I've witnessed in real time him shift the goalposts from I'm going to buy Paladins to I knew I couldn't buy Paladins all along. What I really wanted the whole time was a final update that fixes the game, to the real plan behind Paladins 2 was not asking you for money, to let's all play the game on the same day so Hi-Rez takes notice. And yeah, that picture is real. He literally admit on the official Discord that he misled everyone that watched the video the entire time, and he sees nothing wrong with this. And if that wasn't bad enough, check this out. This may seem very insignificant, but gives us a good look at how he actually operates. When he first uploaded the video, he claimed in the description that he couldn't post the full GoFundMe link because the channel was brand new. But that's a lie. The channel is 13 years old. You can verify this yourself. It wasn't until the video got traction that he decided to quietly remove that comment and fix the broken link. You can even see this old comments he left in the video where he reacts to someone calling him a scammer. What's worse, this link swap...
Why is the quality so bad? Hold up, dude. Is that... Why is it at that? Oh, that still doesn't help.
It's done after he already knew Hi-Rez wouldn't sell the IP.
I don't know why it's so
Mind you, while
blurry.
all of this is going on, he keeps insisting that money isn't important to him, and that he's not asking people to donate. But one of the main points in his first video is how he wants people to donate.
Step 5. raising money. Again, I'm not necessarily asking for money in this video yet, but if you want to help me from the start, feel free to check the link in the description to already start funding the big comeback so we can already contact the third legal and community professional. That is really important. I don't want to launch a random crowdfunding campaign with no rights, no legal structure, no agreement, and no clear path. That would be irresponsible.
He also, in a more recent video, said he doesn't want anybody's money, but then tells people they can donate anyway.
If you see this, please do not give money to the GoFundMe, okay? Do not give me money, all right? I don't want it anymore. I didn't even want it, but you know what? I'm gonna say I don't want it. If you really want to help, just know I'm not gonna. But if you were hesitant, all right, don't give it. The goal is to show that we exist, all right? And the little bit of money, the few euros I'm gonna get, are just gonna be to, you know, pay. Say one and now I've connected him, and the other ones I've got to connect. Don't give money, all right? I say, I'm not a scammer. Don't give me money. If you want to help me from the start, feel free to check the link in the description. Don't give me money.
Money's not important to him, but he raised the goal from 22,000 euros to $1 million. And it wasn't until days later, after he received backlash, that he began offering refunds to anyone who believed this misleading campaign. But what most people didn't pick up on was that there were several instances where he downplayed the severity of taking everyone's money, just referring to it as a few $100.
The little bit of money, the few euros I'm gonna get, are just gonna be to, you know, pay. Say one and now I've connected him, and the other ones I've got to contact.
Before he disabled the GoFundMe, he made an update saying that he would be holding on to the donations for other things, and in a video said he wasn't going to give them back because people trusted him.
Something very clear. I paused the fundraiser, not because the project is dead, not because I'm giving up, but because after the first video, a lot of people were worried. And honestly, I understand why. When someone on the internet says, I'm trying to buy Paladins, and then there is a fundraiser attached to it, even if the fundraiser is secondary, even if the intention is good, even if the plan is real, it can look suspicious. It can look like a scam, and I don't want this project to be built on doubt. I don't want people to support this because they feel pressure. I don't want anyone to think I'm using Paladins nostalgia to grab money from the community, so I post the fundraiser. For now, I'm keeping the donations that were already made because some people gave because they genuinely believe in the project and asked me to keep trying.
That's not why they donated. They donated because he told them that he was going to use the funds to buy Paladins and to pay the developers, which is not going to happen. But since he can't do that anymore, he's now changed the purpose of what the funding was for, now claiming it's for sponsorships or whatever. And then later, in a random YouTube comment, telling another person it's for advertising and legal fees.
But donate I'm just saying there's no company that's gonna take whatever amount of money you have obtained will be enough for advertising or legal fees. Also, what legal fees?
Advertising and legal fees. Is this guy fucking insane? Another thing he's changed his story on is how much money he's going to put towards the initiative. At first on Discord, he said it was going to be 30,000, but then in the video, he says it's going to be 50,000. The dude's story changes even more than a parent changes a dirty diaper, and that's why it's taken me so long to come out with this. He flips the script all the time and just keeps deflecting criticism. He changes the answers depending on who he's talking to, and he never gets his story straight. It's very clear, in my opinion, that if you look at it logically, without any emotion, that he is doing this for money. And before you say, oh, but he refunded everyone, I know. I need to address more important ridiculous matters first. One of the arguments he makes against people calling him a scammer is, I made the GoFundMe to show Hi-Rez that I'm serious. This is a laughable defense that nobody should have taken seriously. Anybody, and I repeat, anybody, can make a crowdsourcing campaign, and having one makes no difference in whether you are reliable or not. There have been literally hundreds or thousands of these Kickstarter scams by people who provide real information. Most people shy away from crowdsourced projects because they know they may get scammed. In this case, he's using it as proof that he won't do it. And his rationale? Trust me, bro, the exact thing he's been telling people he wasn't doing. The other, more frequent counter-argument I've seen is, I have too much to lose, so why would I do this? Well, anyone who's ever been gaslit before would recognize this as a manipulation tactic. The technical term for it is appeal to credibility or appeal to self-interest. He's asking people to trust him because of what he stands to lose. Politicians do this all the time, and the ones that did visited Epstein's Island. He's trying to make you focus on why he wouldn't do something instead of addressing the clear evidence that proves he is, or at least tried to. He claims the main goal of the movement is to grow a community, or whatever else it was before he changed it to that, but the first thing he did was start a GoFundMe, not a Discord server, and he did that the same day the video was uploaded. Someone looking to foster a healthy community puts the community first, not their wallet. What, you don't think someone like this would do that? He couldn't even tell the truth about something as insignificant as the channel's age. Before he actually refunded the money because he knew if he didn't, it would destroy his grift and then others would pick up on it, he kept saying that he would only do it if we reached November and no action was taken. An extremely vague statement that could literally be anything. And then, again, I reiterate, after he closed the GoFundMe, despite being extremely persistent that he does not care about money, he told everyone he wanted to hold onto it anyway. Why would somebody who's offering to donate $30,000 or $50,000 towards a movement hold on to 600 euros? In his introduction post on GoFundMe, he states that he's going to buy back the rights to Paladins. Buy back, as if he already owned it. He is a grifter through and through. He claims to have been part of the community since the beta, but also claims to have stopped playing the game at some point to play League instead. He insists he's an old-timer, but used Paladins battleground footage in his video thinking it represented what the game was. And even if his alleged editor was the one to make that call and use the footage, the fact that he didn't pointed out proves he hasn't been around as long as he claims. He didn't even know about the Tempest launcher, a community-driven initiative backed by former Paladins developers.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about that, because they were gonna do that due to the fact that Paladins was not receiving any more like updates and stuff. So there will be like something like this, because I do believe that like sometime next year, my humble opinion, that Paladins the Paladin server will be shut down, because unless somehow this movement that they actually get a bunch of people in August 9th to actually get a bunch of people play the game, I don't see this game servers lasting another year wholeheartedly.
Preserve the game if it were to ever shut down. It's currently operational. There are working private servers you can play on right now. This was a huge deal when it was announced. How did he not know about it? In his most recent YouTube community post, he shares that he refunded the donations because he doesn't want to be seen as a scammer. But he has a poll pushing people to believe anyone calling him one is stupid. He literally is trying to reframe reality. He has misled everyone, and he thinks it was a good thing. He is the bullshit master, and you fell for his shit. If you've donated money, make sure you've gotten your refund. Do not interact with this person. Also, please do not harass them. It is not worth the time or effort. They are not worth it, and they do not have your best interest or the game's best interest at heart. He literally calls himself an entrepreneur first. The current and former developers have stated several times that none of the money he raises will go towards helping Paladins. The only way you can really save the game and help it is by playing. Business decisions are not made by donating to wackadoodles that can't keep their ducks in a row and foam at the mouth when somebody calls them out on bullshit. They're made by analyzing internal metrics and player purchases, market trends, and turns. Millions upon millions of dollars are invested before a decision has to be made. There is no way any of what he says will happen. He is selling you a lie, and you are buying into it. If you want Paladins to stick around, play it, and tell others to do the same. Now, unfortunately, this guy had the same idea and is trying to get people to play so Hi-Rez notices, which is good, but it doesn't absolve him of everything he's already done. A shitty person can still have good ideas. I do have more to say about this, but I want to keep it as short as possible, and I think we're pushing like 15 minutes already. Again, do not interact with this person. If you have, leave the community in the slightest chance that he is even genuine.
Alright, so here's what I'll say. I humbly do think that if you want to see Paladins, or like, have it see this game potentially have a future, at least, maybe more of its current future than it already has, or its horrible state it's in, just play the game. You legitimately just play the game, and maybe Hi-Rez will take notice, and then Paladins may be back. Now, should you just donate just for a chance for it to come back? Absolutely not. I think that if he was very genuine and he wanted this project to work out, he should have never, ever started with a fundraiser. And I don't think he deserves extreme hate. Like, like he should not be harassed. But wholeheartedly, I don't see this project working out, at least for his side. But who knows? Hopefully, maybe Paladins may make a return at some point. But for now, I just don't see it. But that's all for today. Thank you all for joining the stream, or anyone who decided to click on it. I'm going to be ending the stream right now, but later on I'll be playing some Tomodachi Life, so I'll see you then. Y'all fellas have a good one, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.